Hello Gemini, my name is Keith Haswell and I'm a professional astrologer and a teacher of astrology and meditation, reincarnation, and author of these subjects with 2 books. What Really Matters is a book on astrology, meditation and reincarnation, the basics, and Coming Home, An Eternal Journey is a book that goes a bit deeper into these subjects. I've been a professional astrologer now for over 40 years and I've got 30,000 clients worldwide. It's my pleasure to welcome you, Gemini, to this video on your cycles for November and December 2014. What I'm going to do for you here, Gemini, is first of all tell you a few things about yourself. That's always a lot of fun. A description of your personality and a look at the lifetime conditions and circumstances that you'll experience in life and the type of test that you've set for yourself in this lifetime. And then I'm going to look at the movements of the faster moving bodies of the Sun, Mercury, Venus and Mars as they move through the houses of your horoscope during 2014, the months of November and December. And what sort of impact that has upon you, Gemini, and what sort of tests that you face through those movements. And then I'm also going to look at the slower moving bodies of Jupiter and Saturn. So you just sit back and relax, Gemini, and enjoy the journey here with me. We're all faced with a lot of stress and tension in our lives at the moment with the Ebola problem and the terrorism problem. All of us are facing a certain amount of pain that we experience through the impacts that these things are having in our lives, either directly or indirectly. And so we're all going through a lot of pain together with what we see beaming into our living rooms every day through the news channels and so forth. But you, Gemini, are able to handle it all because you are a very loving person. You've got a great deal of love to give and you're ruled by the second ray of love wisdom. You've got a lot of adaptability. You have a distinct sense of duality in your nature though. You feel at times, Gemini, as if there's 2 people in the one body. It could be connected with the work, a different environment for you in the work than what it is in the home and with the family type of thing. So you definitely have a sense of being 2 people in the one body or wearing 2 hats, and it's sometimes a little bit difficult to cope with. Now you get your sense of security in life through your family. So the family and the children and the belonging to a family unit is so very important to you to have a sense of security in your life and have a sense of stability in your life in terms of feeling secure and safe. So that's very important to you, Gemini. And you like to be the centre of attention in conversation and communication. You're a proud person when it comes to your motor vehicle. You like to keep it nice and clean and have a late model car all the time. You do like to be the centre of attention in conversation and communication, and you have a sense of air about you, and you enjoy a lot of social activities with relatives and with neighbours as well. Now you seem to have domestic pets around the home at some time in your life, and you are very meticulous and fussy about cleanliness around the home. That's a very important thing for you. And you probably either work from home or else bring work home to do at home from the job. Now you seem to enjoy a lot of social activities revolving around your children, should they play a prominent part in your life. And their artistic pursuits and creative pursuits are very, very important to you on the social level. And you like getting out to restaurants and places of amusement too. Gemini, you like to be among the general public at restaurants, theatres and shopping malls and things like that, and public events like parades and things like that naturally appeal to you. You love music, you love dancing, You're a good dancer. Now this is a lifetime situation that I'm looking at here. So in other words, some of these things can be for the past, some can be for the present, and some can be for the future that are difficult to relate to. Now as far as the job is concerned, there's always some sense of intrigue there connected with the job. So that there's secrets that you have to keep with regard to the job. You can get embroiled in a relationship with somebody of a secret nature connected with the job. And there's some mystery there connected with the job as well. Now your spouse or partner, should you have one, probably comes from overseas or is born distantly from the place of your birth, and there could quite feasibly be more than one marriage for you in life. There's going to be some arguments and conflicts to do with a deceased estate. There's going to be problems for you in joint finances that you share together with your partner, Gemini. There's going to be a sense of frustration for you connected with joint finances, so it's hard for you to work out together what you're going to do, and you're going to experience some difficulty with regard to joint finances. Some bad judgments, some bad decisions that you make can end up costing you dearly with regard to money. So there can be some financial losses there to do with joint finances and decisions and choices that you make together. Now you're attracted naturally towards unusual forms of religion and spirituality and philosophy. You're attracted towards things like astrology and meditation and reincarnation and stuff like that. Anything that's out of the ordinary is naturally appealing to you. And you do have some strange experiences through in-laws, and you have some strange experiences through travel too. So whilst you're travelling, you'll have some strange experiences. Some of them could be a crisis whilst travelling. Now you have worries about parents. You perhaps have a parent who has problems with drugs or alcohol at some time, or could be hospitalised for a lengthy period of time somewhere along the line. There's secret worries for you connected with the career, problems in the career and business, whereby you've got backbiting and all sorts of skullduggery going on there behind the scenes, hidden enemies coming out of the woodwork and things like that connected with your ambitions that tend to interfere with things as far as your ambitions are concerned. You have a lot of other people's children around your home, so as your children are growing up, then they're going to be bringing their friends home, and there's going to be a lot of group activities there with the children of other friends and so forth, and group activities there connected with friends and their children and your children. So there's a lot of a mix there, a lot of group activities there connected with your children. Now you do have a lot of secret worries about money matters and matters relating to your sense of security, Gemini. And you can make some bad judgments as far as investments are concerned at some time along the way. Now I'm going to look at the movements of the faster moving bodies for you, Gemini. The Sun, Mercury, Venus and Mars as they move through the houses of your horoscope. And I'm going to lay it out on a timeline for you. So I'll tell you where these four bodies are on the 1st of November. And then I'll tell you when there's a change of one of those planets, because these planets move around the zodiac, and as they move around the zodiac, Gemini, they move through the houses of your horoscope and therefore activate certain interests and polarize your consciousness upon certain areas of your life during that particular time. So it'll be on a timeline for you. Now, on the 1st of November, you've got the Sun in the 6th house of your horoscope. When the Sun is in the 6th house of your horoscope, there's a focus upon health and dietary matters, focus upon job matters, can be a lot more social involvements with people that you work with. Mercury on the 1st of November, Gemini, is in the 5th house of your horoscope, so there's a lot of more communication with children, a lot more communication with people that you work with on a social level. Venus is in the 6th house of your horoscope on the 1st of November, and that's very good for you for job interviews. It's very favourable for you for love to spring from the job, and also to do with the social side of life. So there can be social involvements with people that you work with Venus in the 6th house. Mars is in the 8th house of your horoscope on the 1st of November. That brings a lot of stress and tension, focusing through joint finances. And there's inner stresses within yourself, an increase in your sex drive, and a lot of tension there to do with changes that you're trying to bring about within yourself. The first change happens, Gemini, on the 9th of November. Mercury moves into the 6th house of your horoscope, and that sees a lot more communication with people that you work with, and there can be some contract or agreement entered into connected with the job. On the 17th of November, Gemini, Venus moves into the 7th house of your horoscope, which is the house of your spouse or partner. So that sees them being a lot more loving and affectionate, outgoing in their affections, and there'll be a lot more social involvements getting out and about with the general public and with your partner. Now on the 23rd of November, the Sun moves into the 7th house of your horoscope. That sees your partner being a lot more assertive and commencing and starting some new project or idea. And there's a lot more desire to link up with your partner in some sort of joint project. On the 28th of November, Gemini, Mercury moves into the 7th house of your horoscope, seeing a lot more communication with your spouse, a lot more communications connected with your job, with the general public, and there can be some legal matters come to the fore during that time. Now on the 5th of December, Gemini, Mars moves into the 9th house of your horoscope, and that sees a lot more stress and tension there, potentially through in-laws, arguments and conflicts with people to do with religious and philosophical differences, and that's dangerous if you're overseas, because you can eat some bad food that's not good for you, or there can be some accident whilst travelling. So just be careful if you're doing any travelling during that time. Now on the 11th of December, Gemini, Venus moves into the 8th house of your horoscope, and with Venus in the 8th house of your horoscope, your partner will be fortuitous to do with money. Some money comes to them, and there's a boost to your joint finances. There's an increase in your sex drive, especially if you're female, and there's a great deal of interest in making changes within yourself, so you'll be a lot more introspective and reflective. On the 17th of December, Gemini, Mercury moves into the 8th house of your horoscope and remains there for a couple of weeks. With Mercury in the 8th house of your horoscope, it sees you being a lot more introspective and reflective, so you're bringing about a lot of changes within yourself through that introspective side of your nature. And then on the 22nd of December, the Sun moves into the 8th house of your horoscope as well. And that sees 30 days of a focus upon joint finances, transformation and change within yourself on a personality level. And certainly you'll be wanting to delve into the mysteries of life. Now I'm going to look at the slower moving bodies, which are Jupiter and Saturn for you. And Jupiter takes 12 months, Gemini, to move through a particular house of your horoscope by transit. And Jupiter starts the month of November off in the 3rd house of your horoscope. It remains there for the 2 months, so it will see a lot more social involvements with relatives and with neighbours. A relative or neighbour could travel overseas, or a relative could visit from overseas or interstate or something like that. There's going to be a tremendous urge on your part Gemini, to expand your understanding through study, research and investigation with Jupiter in the 3rd house of your horoscope. So you'll be a bookworm and you'll be wanting to expand your understanding about things. And it's a very good time for entering contracts or agreements, and you will have a lot more social involvements with relatives and neighbours. Now then, there's a major development happens in your horoscope, Gemini. On the 9th of December, Jupiter starts going retrograde. Now, planets don't actually go backwards, but when the Earth is moving around the Sun a little bit faster than what Jupiter is, it gives the appearance of Jupiter moving backwards in relation to the background space, and that's what's called retrograde. Now, when Jupiter is retrograde, it impacts upon 2 areas of your life negatively, because Jupiter rules 2 signs and therefore rules 2 houses of your horoscope. It impacts negatively upon your 7th house, which is the house of your spouse or partner. So it means that your spouse or partner can have some bad judgment. You can have some bad judgment yourself to do with legal matters. It's not good for legal matters. It can impact upon some decision or choice that your partner makes that ends up being a bad judgment or a bad decision. And it also impacts negatively upon the 10th house of your horoscope, which is the house of business and career, as distinct from the job. So any business decisions that you have to make, be careful of your judgment when Jupiter is retrograde. And it does remain retrograde for at least a couple of months, so this is going to impact upon any business decisions that you make over the following couple of months, and any judgment that you make with regard to dealings with government departments too. There can be some negativity coming from government departments, and also there can be some disappointment focusing through a parent. Perhaps one of them could be hospitalised, or an in-law or something like that. So there's something there to do with parents that brings secret worries and insecurities for you. And now I'm going to look at Saturn. Now Saturn takes 2.5 years, Gemini, to move through a house of your horoscope by transit. And it always brings frustrations and difficulties because it's trying to get us to use energy and time wisely and economically, and in accordance with the law of economy, which it rules. And you've got Saturn in the beginning of the month in the 6th house of your horoscope. Now there's a major change though in this 2-month period. Even though Saturn takes 2.5 years to transit through a particular house of your horoscope, Saturn does make a change into a different house in this 2-month period, Gemini. So this is a major impact upon you and your life. And what it means is that Saturn has been in the 6th house of your horoscope for the last 2.5 years. So you've experienced some ill health in the last 2.5 years. You've also lost a job in that time, and you've also had frustrations with employment and difficulties and frustrations with employment matters during the last 2.5 years. There's perhaps been the death of a domestic pet or an illness involving a domestic pet that required you to take them to the vet. And then on the 24th of December, Saturn moves into the 7th house of your horoscope, Gemini, and that is going to be a period of 2.5 years of difficulty in your relationship with your spouse or partner. They're going to become very demanding in your life. They're going to be very possessive in their nature during this time, and they can experience some ill health during this 2.5 year period, starting on the 24th of December. And that completes my task for you as far as your personal movements of your planets through the houses of your horoscope. But stick around now, because there's some important things that I want to convey to you as well to help you to become more of who you really are. So look, what I'm saying to you now that I've gone through that for you is I just want to wrap up here by saying to you, you are on the crest of the wave of evolution. You are reaching and stretching to become more of who you really are. You've brought yourself to my website for the particular reason, and to this video for the particular reason that you seek meaning in your life. you're seeking, where am I heading? What am I all about? Who am I? What life is all about? Where am I going? So it's nice to have this opportunity to be able to talk with you. Now subscribe to my videos because I'm putting out new videos all the time. The videos from 100 to 140 are quite advanced videos, but you'll be able to relate to them because you're on the crest of the wave of evolution. So it's nice to have this opportunity to talk with you. So subscribe to my videos, go to my website, submit your birth details through the Your Horoscope page of my website. Again, the website address is always given in the description of each of my videos, so you can locate that no problem. And let's have some fun together, and let's help you to become more of the giant that you truly are. So I thank you for your attentiveness here, and I look forward to working further with you. You decide to grow and reach and stretch and become all that you can be and more. Thank you.